That person walking out on you doesn't stop you. That friend getting you involved in that bad business deal, that's not gonna have your money down forever. You spending a Friday night alone by yourself does not mean you're gonna be lonely for the rest of the year. You have what you need. It comes from within. Everything else, everyone else can come and can go. But when you really believe and start to move forward with your life with this mindset that I have what I need, I lack nothing, I have everything I need to take me to get to the next level that I want to go, I promise you, your life will start to change. It starts with you. It starts with the inner belief, and you have to be immovable with this belief. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joyanne Marie, where we talk all things God, goals, glowing, and growing, helping you shine your light and become the best version of yourself. Let's get into this video. Being confident is not about being the loudest person in the room. Confidence is the belief that without any money, without the cars, without the clothes, without the career, without the man, you're still you. The essence of your being cannot be rooted in external gratification. The essence of your being, your inner confidence, your self-worth has to stem from you. When we are young, we are constantly being praised by our parents. You hear, good girl, good boy, good job, you had a good game, you got good grades. We carry the same need for praise and external validation with us into adulthood. Hearing this external praise and being taught to not clap for ourselves while we're young can lead to a slippery slope of dependency on external validation and outside sources to self-soothe or get us out of an emotional rut into adulthood. This can lead you to codependence and settling with relationships that are beneath you because they treat you horribly, but they're still offering you that praise in your ear that you need to hear. Transitioning yourself to no longer needing praise and validation from your friends, family, and spouse is a process. Who cares if no one else shows up for you? You showed up for you. Be thankful that you have enough courage to apply to the job. Be thankful that you have enough courage to submit the application, to go back to school, to finish the degree. Learn how to clap for yourself. You are the longest relationship you will ever have. You will always have a relationship with yourself. That is the relationship you need to prioritize. You also need to learn to validate yourself, speak affirmations, speak positively over yourself. You cannot be depending on anyone else to get you out of your own feelings. You cannot be depending on anyone else to validate your emotions for you or to make you feel good about yourself. You need to wake up every morning and know who you are. And some days you will have to practice. You will have to actually speak the affirmations over yourself. I am confident. I am strong. I can get through my day. Whatever your affirmations are, or take it to God in prayer and pray over your day. If you're not feeling confident, don't be afraid to ask God to give you confidence, to remind you that you are His daughter and you are chosen for the job, even when you don't feel like it. Do these things repeatedly, and I have another video about the power of speaking positive affirmations that I'll link in this one. But when you start to do these things repeatedly, when you start to make these changes, you will become more confident. You will wake up in the morning knowing that if every single thing was stripped away, if you lost your apartment today, if they took your car away tomorrow, if your boyfriend left you next week, you would still be you. You are worthy. You have value regardless of a material possession, regardless of the relationships that you have in your life. As you start to grow and develop into this new confident version of yourself, other people will see that and they will try and project their fears and insecurities of their inability to think the same and their inability to achieve success onto you. You cannot let them do that. You have to listen to your voice above the noise. Another part of being confident and knowing who you are is standing on your boundaries, okay? If someone comes into your life and is trying to treat you a way that is less than you know what you deserve, or trying to get you into doing activities that you don't do anymore, trying to make you drink heavy and you don't do that no more, trying to get you to smoke heavy and you don't do that no more, hang out with people that you don't really trust like that, don't do it. Whatever that person wants is not more important than what you want. Do not let people come into your life and put a word in your ear that you have to sacrifice and go back on your boundaries and go back on things that are important to you to make them feel comfortable and maintain a relationship or a friendship with them. This goes for partners, this goes for friends and family. For example, one of my friends in Dallas told me recently that she really wanted to decenter men and not prioritize a dating relationship. A couple months into the year, she met a guy and she started talking to him. They get back from dinner one night and he ends up going back and forth with her about why she's uncomfortable spending the night. They end up going back and forth for over an hour about why she doesn't want to spend the night. And he starts to turn real nasty, telling her no guy is going to put up with her, telling her that she's acting like a prude, that her boundaries are too much, that she's childish for not wanting to spend the night. Mind you, they've only been talking for like 60 days. Like, it has not been that long. Anyway, she ends up telling me that she leaves his house a little distraught because she told him from the jump what her boundaries were, and he ends up not respecting that, especially because they're not in a relationship yet. They're not, tied down or locked in or anything. She ultimately breaks things off with him because she no longer trusts him. She doesn't even feel comfortable going to his house anymore at this point. You cannot let other people project their insecurities or their ideas onto you and value them and weigh them higher than you weigh your own. You have to be willing to walk away when someone doesn't understand where you're coming from. Now, standing firm in your boundaries doesn't mean you shouldn't empathize or understand where the other person is coming from. The reason my friend and her man were arguing for over an hour about this is because she understood where he was coming from. She understood his side, where he felt like he really liked her, they were growing together, and he wanted to spend more quality time with her. There's nothing wrong with understanding where the person you're communicating with is coming from and having a conversation about it. But honestly, if it's going to make you uncomfortable, just say no. There is so much power in simply saying no and walking away from situations that don't serve you. Imagine if she wouldn't have stood on her boundaries. Imagine if she would have yielded to what this guy wanted for her, sleeping together with him every night. She would have been so uncomfortable and unhappy. She would have sacrificed for the convenience of maintaining that relationship with that man in her life. The longer you entertain situations that don't serve you, the longer it's going to take for you to get into a situation that will. The ultimate key to being confident comes from knowing who you are in God. You have to get your relationship with God right. And I think I'm going to make another video about this because I've had a lot of people reach out to me. But God created you in his image with a purpose. You are not here by accident. You are not placed on earth so you can be mistreated, so other people can trample over you and walk all over you like you're a doormat. You were placed here to succeed, to shine in every room you walk into, and to pursue your purpose. You have power within you placed there strategically by God. And when you spend time with him and talk to him, he will reveal to you why he chose you and how to pursue your dreams. I'm Christian, so a lot of my references will be biblical, but let's look at Psalm 23. Psalm 23 says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I have no lack." Another version says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I have what I need." You lack nothing. You have what it takes to make it to where you want to be. You have what it takes to take it to the next step. You have it within yourself to accomplish whatever it is you want to do while you're here on earth. God did not create you, place you on earth, and say, you know what, I want them to fail. No, God created you and placed you on earth because he wants you to win. That person walking out on you doesn't stop you. That friend getting you involved in that bad business deal, that's not going to have your money down forever. You spending a Friday night alone by yourself does not mean you're going to be lonely for the rest of the year. You have what you need. It comes from within. Everything else, everyone else can come and can go. But when you really believe and start to move forward with your life with this mindset that I have what I need, I lack nothing, I have everything I need to take me to get to the next level that I want to go, I promise you, your life will start to change. It starts with you. It starts with the inner belief, and you have to be immovable with this belief. You cannot be shaken. You cannot allow someone to walk up to you, come up to you and say, you know what, I don't think you're going to make it. I think your little YouTube channel is going to flop. I don't think you're going to get your dream job. You don't need the opinion of anyone else. And they don't know. The only person who knows whether you are going to make it to get to the next step in your life is you and God. But when you have this mindset that you know you're going to make it, you start to create this new reality in your life that aligns with the goals and the vision that you have for yourself. Before we wrap up the video, I'm going to give you 4 tips that'll help you remain confident in any room you walk into. The first point I want to touch on when you're walking into a room full of people you don't know is to keep your chin and your eyes up off the floor. You are not walking into the room looking down at your phone, twiddling your fingers. That is showing a sign of submission. Why would you submit to people that you don't even know? You don't know these people in the room. Why are you sending signals that you're scared, that you're intimidated by their presence? If you are walking through a crowd with your friends, do not step back and let your other friend lead y'all through the crowd. No, you walk forward with your head up, with your eyes up, and get you and your friends to where you're trying to go next. Lead your friends through whatever crowd you're walking into. Taking a step backward or taking a step to the side signals a communication to your friend that you're not confident in yourself to walk into a room. We're too old for that. If you are giving a sales pitch, or if you are talking to a friend or talking to someone, if you are on a first date or giving a wedding guest speech, do not ramble. Do not talk a million miles an hour. When you speak too quickly, you're going to stutter over your words because your brain cannot catch up to what your mouth is saying. Okay, you need to be able to confidently speak and take a breath, and don't be afraid of silence either. If you need to take a second and collect your thoughts, sit in silence. There is so much admiration for people who can sit in silence for a few seconds while they collect their thoughts before moving on. You do not always need to fill the silence with like. You don't need to do that. When you're speaking and you're trying to connect with the other person, it's okay to take a break and to take a rest and to process your thoughts before moving on to the next subject. Another pro tip is to take a deep breath before you're going to give a presentation or a speech or a first date to slow your heart rate. A lot of the times our heart rates start pumping super fast when we're about to speak to someone we don't know. It's because our minds are trying to transition us into an alternate reality, pitching all of the negative ideas of what could happen, of what could go wrong. You have to recenter yourself from those anxious feelings and root yourself in the present. And taking a deep breath and slowing your heart rate will help you do that. Okay, so we are on the last tip of how to appear more confident, is being able to accept a compliment without feeling the need to give one back. If you are walking down the street and someone walks up to you and says, "Oh my gosh, you are so beautiful," or "Oh my gosh, I love your outfit, I love those shoes, I love how you put it together, I love your hair," a simple "thank you, I appreciate that," and keeping it moving goes a long way. You do not need to downplay, "Oh, my hair actually looks a mess. Oh, I actually just do this on." No, a confident woman looks at herself in the mirror and knows that she looks good. And she does not depend on the compliment of a stranger, but she also welcomes admiration because she admires herself. So it doesn't bother her when other people admire her as well. Don't downplay your accomplishments. Don't downplay the fact that you put it on that day and you look amazing. Don't downplay the fact that you just aced that test and everyone else got a B. Okay, whatever the situation is, don't downplay it, and don't feel like you have to return the compliment. There is a grace in accepting and receiving praise or energy from someone else and just going about your way. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. I hope you love the tips on how to be confident, honoring your boundaries, and maintaining positive body language in any room you walk into. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.